Hi everybody, welcome back. It's been a while. It's been about 3 months since I last updated this vlog. Wow, talk about falling down on the job. Let's get caught up. First and foremost, I am sorry that I did not stick to my plan of doing these vlogs every week. So, in case you haven't noticed, it's been a while, since February 22nd actually, since I last put one of these out. And I said I was going to do them every week. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on with me personally and professionally. Personally, COVID-19, which is what's happened to everybody. So right after VS Live got done at the middle of March, or beginning of March, we basically went into work from home mode. So all travel was canceled at Microsoft and everybody was working from home and everybody is self-quarantining, social distancing, whatever word you want to use. Me, myself, I'm taking it, I don't necessarily say to the extreme, but I have, other than for a couple of emergencies, have not actually left my house since middle of March. I've had my groceries delivered, been using Instacart, had some good and bad issues with Instacart, and just pretty much trying to stay home and stay safe. All of our work we've been doing remotely. If you remember, I'm on the Microsoft DevOps Customer Advisory team, and we go out and help customers get more DevOpsy. But what we've been doing lately is helping customers get more DevOpsy, but helping them do that remotely. Because I am quarantining, that also kind of means that I haven't really been seeing my girls either. So my oldest daughter is off at college, so she is self-quarantining at her apartment. And then my youngest daughter lives here in Tupelo, but she's at her mom's, so we just have not seen each other, but we've still been doing stuff together. One of the cool things we started doing was watching movies. So we used as a plug-in Netflix Party for Chrome that we used. I use it in Edgeium, the Edge version that uses Chrome under the covers. And we also found another app that we used to be able to watch some streaming services on some of the other sites. So for example, Friday night we watched The Princess Bride, which is one of my all-time favorite movies that I feel like a bad parent because my youngest daughter has made it to 16 and not seen that movie yet. So we've been doing that, playing games, watching movies online, FaceTiming, everything everybody else is doing. I actually showed my mom how to use Zoom and did a Zoom meeting with her so I could fix something on her computer. So tech support for families never ends. Now, I'm sure most of you realize that even for those of us like me who've been working from home for 15 years, this is not a standard work from home situation. It's a little more stressful. There's a lot more going on, and sometimes you have good days and sometimes you have bad days, and I'm the same. Sometimes I have days when I'm super productive, and sometimes I have days where I just barely want to get out of bed. The good thing, I guess, about being quarantined at home is I'm finally getting around to some of those home projects that, with my travel schedule, I didn't normally get to. So I repainted my office, and I repainted the dining room, both of which I've been in this house for 5 years, and the paint color was not great, so I've updated both of those. I've gotten into doing some yard work that needed to be done, fix some fencing, and essentially just trying to keep my yard in Mississippi under control as the weather starts to get nicer and nicer. And I've also continued working on my audiobooks. So I do audiobooks for audible.com, and I've got several books out there right now. If you go look me up on audible.com, Mickey Gousset, you can find those. And if you're interested in any of those, I've got codes for them. So I can send you a code. Just let me know if you're in the US or the UK, and I'll be happy to send one to you. My contact information will be at the end of this video. Feel free to hit me up. You may also notice, if you compare this video to the first two, that the surroundings look a little bit different. So I've been working on my little recording studio. So I've got a green screen set up now. So you can see a little bit of green probably around my head. and maybe every once in a while some other flashes, but for the most part I've got the green screen up and going. I'm recording this using OBS, so Open Broadcasting Software, which is what you also use to stream to Twitch. So I'm really finally, after a year, close to getting my Twitch stream going around DevOps. I've got everything in place with the green screen and with the lighting and with the hopefully the sound. So now it's just a matter of finally getting started and doing it. And I'm hoping I'll have that going in the next month or so. So that's what's been going on with me personally. Now, work-wise, still a DevOps architect on the Microsoft DevOps Customer Advisory team. So I still go out and I help customers get more DevOpsy. But I've also been working to increase my GitHub knowledge. So if you've watched GitHub Satellite a few weeks ago, or if you watched any of the MS Build talks, the Microsoft Build conference that happened this past week, then you've seen that how GitHub is becoming the home for developers, whether that's professional developers, citizen developers. GitHub is the place to go to do development. So I've been trying to increase my knowledge around GitHub and how it works, because there's so much more to GitHub than just Git and just it holding your repositories with your code. I got to do a couple of cool things, like I helped moderate the discussions at GitHub Satellite all 12 hours, which was really, really cool. All the videos for GitHub Satellite are out there, so you can watch them if you didn't get to see those. There's some really good information out there. I highly recommend it. I also created a series on my YouTube channel on project boards, which are Kanban-style boards that you can use to track your issues, your pull requests, and general project information. So I created a whole series of 6 or 7 videos that go through what boards are and show you how to use them with issues, with pull requests, and with what's called cards, which are just general information that you can put on the boards. Next up on that's going to be a series on GitHub Actions. That's the plan. I'm not really sure, though, when I'm going to be traveling again. So Microsoft still has all of its offices closed as different states and different countries start to relax their work from or stay-at-home rules. Then Microsoft will have a phased approach, I'm sure, to bring us back in. But since I normally either work from home or travel, I'm not sure when I'll start traveling again. Now, admittedly, my job we could do purely remote, and we've been doing it for the past couple of months purely remote. Sometimes that's easier. Sometimes the gigs that I do are easier remote. Sometimes they're not. It just depends. There's a different quality of interacting with people virtually than there is when you're all in the same room. But at the same time, we've got to be safe. We've got to be careful. So I am just taking it day by day, and we'll see what happens with my travel schedule in the future. Interestingly enough, more and more events are going virtual. So we had GitHub Satellite. We had Microsoft Build. Almost all the big Microsoft events over the next year are probably going to be virtual. And a lot more conferences are making their events virtual. For example, I was supposed to go speak at NDC Oslo, a conference in Norway, and it's still going to happen, but it's going to be virtual. So in a couple of weeks, I'll be delivering my presentation at early in the morning, but I'll still be participating. So I'm looking at still being able to speak at conferences, but it's going to be more, hey, speaking to you from my home office or speaking to you from my virtual office here. It's interesting because I was initially concerned that it wouldn't have the same impact, but you look at how many people show up for GitHub Satellite and how many people showed up for Build, and I think it reached even more people than it would have had it been an in-person event. So while you don't get the walking down the hallway talking to people, that kind of thing, you do get the broad reach of being able to reach out to more people. So I'm hoping in the future we do get to go back to having more in-person events, but I'm also kind of looking forward to maybe a cross-section of doing both, some virtual and some in-person. The one thing that really sucks, though, I got to be honest, is I was supposed to do a keynote for VS Live Nashville in May. And it was going to be my first keynote at a large major conference, and I was so stoked for it. So it's been pushed off to later this year, and we'll see if the conferences pick back up in person later this year or not. I'm hoping I get the chance at some point in time in the future to do a keynote, but I'm just have to admit, a little kind of bummed about that. So I got a couple of shout outs before I wrap this whole thing up. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and letting me catch you up on what's going on in my world. First shout out is to my teammate Davide. So my teammate Davide has a YouTube channel, and I'll put a link, youtube.com/CoderDave, CoderDave. And he is killing it with DevOps content, with GitHub content, with Azure DevOps content, with new shows. He's being consistent, getting information out there at least once or twice a week. I highly recommend you go check out his channel and like and subscribe it. The other person I want to give a shout out to is Chad Green. Chad Green is someone I've known for several years, and he has started up a Twitch channel called Tale Learn Code. I'll also include a link to that. And it's a channel where he tells some tales, gives you some learnings, and writes some code. So I've tuned in for a couple of episodes where he's showing you basically, he runs the Codapalooza conference that's in Louisville, Kentucky, and he's using his Twitch channel to basically rebuild the website. So it's really kind of cool. And his latest one, which I haven't watched yet, but I'm going to watch, is all about his setup for Twitch and how he's doing his Twitch channel. Plus, if you check out the background, it looks like he's got several arcade machines. So I'm feeling like we're going to have to visit Chad's house at some point. Well, that's all I got. Again, I'm sorry I've been gone so long. I will try to get back to doing these little one-on-one conversations weekly. Appreciate you watching. If you do like the channel, if you do like this video, feel free to like the video itself. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of DevOps content out there now and even more coming. So please like, please subscribe. As the cool kids say, smash that bell. That's what my daughter said that the cool kids say. So smash that bell. Thanks for watching.